This edition of Up Close with Colin Thompson is brought to you by
What point over there? Because obviously you did start a family. You know, when did you get married? Were you in England playing?
I got
football
married
when
in
you got
England.
married?
Yeah, my wife, she's from Bermuda, Portland Square, up where his family comes from, in Somerset. My Uncle Reggie, we're the neighbors. They're all good friends. It's a nice little community up in Somerset. You know, if you're not from that area, you can't walk through that area. My Uncle Reggie, when he was living here, asked you, "Hey, where you from? What you doing up here? Get cracking, go." And that's where they are. And she's a Swan from Somerset. And, I knew her from school, primary school and high school. Not high school, well, I knew her, but she went Sands, I went Prospect. And, it's something. I came home one time, saw her, like that. I told Larry Smith, take a message to that girl. He was over in England doing a course in the police force. So he went and told her. And one day I saw her in town. It's funny, my sister's husband's niece, she's an architect here in Bermuda now, Gail, she's from Trinidad, and we were talking one night at a dinner, and she said, "How you two meet?" So Frida said, "Hey, I was walking down the street one day and she heard, 'Hey, you.'" And that's how I called out to her. And she turned around, it was her, and it all went from there. So we she came over to England, and I said to her, "Hey, don't make sense going home now. We might as well make this thing right and do it here." And my mom came, her mom came up. My brother was already there in school, and we had a good time. Had our wedding there, and just outside of, I think not far from Brixton, in Norwood, West Norwood. And we went there, and a few of my friends came, Clive and his wife, Clarina, they were there. And we had a good time. My mom and her mom came up for it, and hey, we said I do. And going on 47 years, we're still there. So we had one daughter, her name is Kimberly. Wow. She's 47, and she was born in England. I tell her all the time,
Wow.
Before you open your mouth, think what you say.
47 years.
She's 47, yeah.
47?
And we going on 47, married, yeah.
Wow, that's I believe that's the same tally of girls you schooled for West Ham, 47.
I think I scored a bit more than that, Colin. I think it was something like 58, but you get your
Wikipedia.
You get your numbers wrong. So
Wikipedia.
They probably weren't there that day I scored those other goals. But they tell me it's about 58.
Okay.
Because my guy in England,
okay.
I saw that in the paper one day, and I phoned him up, and he was a historian, and I said, "Hey, tell me something. How many goals I scored for West Ham?" And he told me, he said 58. And that's including all the games that we played, not including your friendly games and stuff like that, but all your cup games and league games. And but the amazing thing that amazed me was that for every goal that I scored, every 3 games I've been making assists for somebody else. So that was a good ratio, So if you look for all that time, I probably had over 100 assists, because I was a person where if you're in a better position than me, I'm going to give it to you. And I probably could have scored myself, but that's just the way I work. Because I like good creation on a football field. It's nothing better when you get some nice movement, playing 1 touch, 2 touch, and the ball ends up in the back of the net, and I enjoy that just as much as I did scoring goals. And for me, my favorite goal would be we played Stake City in the League Cup one night at Stoke, and I don't know if you had seen it. I don't know if they have it on YouTube and all that, but Harry Redknapp he was playing right wing for us then, and Harry went to the byline, and he crossed this thing. and I hit it on the full volley. And when I shot at the goalkeeper, I took no prisoners. I'm going to knock you in the goal. That's the way I was, you know. I'm not easing you up. And I struck this thing. And I knew if Gordon would have put his hand to it, it probably would have killed him then, because that's how hard I had hit it. And Gordon always said it's 3 players that he had played against: Pele, George Best, and myself. And that's a good compliment, you know, to be getting compliments from a goalkeeper who was world class himself. I don't know if you ever seen the save he made against Pele in the '74 World Cup.
That's a great Gordon Banks.
Gordon Banks. He, unbelievable goalkeeper.
That's what we young kids used to be saying in the neighborhood.
Gordon Banks, yeah.
Whoever was in goal was Gordon Banks.
Yeah, he was special. He was special. He was a very good keeper. Probably goes down in history as one of the world's greatest, even up until today. You know, I mean, though today you have to learn to play with your feet a bit more. I would think the top 3 for me would be the German boy that plays for Bayern Munich, the one at Liverpool, and the one at Man City. You know, they seem to be got that down to a science, playing with their feet, you know. So, but hey,
and then of course,
I would do it all over again if I had to, mate.
And then of course you not only played in England, but you played in Holland.
Yeah, I had a stint in Holland.
A stint with Feyenoord, was it?
Feyenoord, yeah. As a matter of fact, the guy, I saw him at the grocery store the other day, and he came, "Hey, Mr. Best, remember that hat I gave you, a Feyenoord hat?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I'm got a ashtray now," and he gave me an ashtray, nice little white ashtray with Feyenoord written in it. And yeah, I had a stint there at Feyenoord. We all of us had to go. Kimberly, when she was young, like she was probably 3, 4 years old when we went to Holland. But it was great because she was picking up the language and she was learning to speak Dutch. And that's great for young people because they say young children have no fear. She would go out and play with the children and she would teach them English and they would teach her Dutch. And in our neighborhood that we stayed in, which wasn't far from Feyenoord, you know, our neighbors were great, you know, and up until this day, Holland is one of my favorite countries to visit, and I like the type of football they play. I think if Holland had come along in them days, I think I might have picked Holland because they've produced some of the best players of all time in the world, you know, and, you know, you have people like Johan Cruyff. You know, I had a chance to play with him on a Tour de France once, and fantastic player. Wow. And I'll never forget, we played Paris Saint-Germain, and I went with his team, which was the LA Aztecs, and they invited me to go on tour with them to Europe. And we played this team, and I got fouled in the box, so it's a penalty. I'm thinking, it was one of the best players in the world. Johan Cruyff's going to take this penalty. I'm not worried about it. I started walking away. He said, "Hey, come here. You take it." He made me take it, and hey, I scored right up in the top of the right-hand side of the goalkeeper. I was glad, you know, but to have a player of that magnitude not wanting to take the penalty and making me take it, that says a lot for him, and as well as me having the courage to go ahead and stick it away. You know, so having, you know, I played against all the great Dutch players of the 60s and 70s, a good friend of mine, and it was bad on me because one day I was sitting down with the president of some cricket club, and I said to him, "Hey, I want you to Google something for me. I want you to Google Wim Subia and Robbie Rensenbrink. And me and Wim were tight, good friends. He played for Ajax, I played for Feyenoord. And Robbie played for Anderlecht, but Robbie played with me in Portland. And I got to know them guys, real great guys. I mean, Dutch people, I don't know if you ever been around them. You been to Holland before?
I have, yes.
Fantastic mentality. You know, they're nice people. And the guy brought up on this phone that they both had died. I didn't even know. Oh, no. Right, Robbie. And Robbie, this guy, I'm going to tell you, they say Johan Cruyff was unbelievable. Well, Robbie was just as good, but he played in Belgium for Anderlecht. And he came to us in Portland. I had a chance to play with him. And I'll never forget, we went to D.C., Gary's team. Johan was transferred from L.A. to D.C. And we were playing him this night in D.C. So I had this player from Tottenham, Johnny Pratt. He was playing with us. He was a midfielder, and Johnny was a rugged guy. So I told him, everywhere Johan Cruyff goes, I want you to be with him and be firm with him. And he done that. And Robbie Rensenbrink put on a performance. He scored a hat trick. And I'm going to tell you, I would like to have that now so some kids can see a left winger and his craft and how he beat people and got to the byline to service people. It was unbelievable.
So when you made that transition from the UK to Holland.
No, when I made that transition from America to
when
Holland.
you went to Feyenoord.
So I was in I was in America playing at Portland.
Okay.
And a guy from Holland saw me
so you
play.
came from America.
Yeah, he saw me play in this soccer bowl, and Portland played Tampa, and we beat Portland 2-1, and I scored a goal. My friend from Haiti scored the other goal, Arsene Auguste, and this guy, he must have knew Feyenoord were looking for a center forward. He put my name forward. They sent for me, and I ended up going there and playing.
So the whole family, you took
Everybody
the whole family. So what was that like for them? I mean,
It was good.
Yeah.
You know, I had to go first, because we were training and stuff. They wanted me to get in, and they came a couple of days later. And when you do stuff like that, you can't have anybody with you. You have to have a person that understands what you're doing and what we're going through, and my wife was no problem. She loved the traveling. I mean, wherever if I came in and said, hey, I got to go to Italy tomorrow, her may expect me for mine, because she loved it, and you have to have a person like that. If you're going to have a person that is going to be sulking or moaning, then it wouldn't work, and one thing about her, everywhere I've been, she's been there by me, and I've left her in some places because I had to go on first. I left her in Portland, Oregon. She had to clear up house and everything there. I left her in Toronto, and Toronto was about 2 or 3 months because we had to sell a house and everything in Toronto, and she had to stay behind and clear all that up, and it's never been a problem. So it worked. It worked for me.
And what about your daughter? Did she embrace? You mentioned that she was speaking. Like, does she still speak Dutch? Did she?
She understands a little bit of it. Certain things. It was funny because my missus would take her to the store in Holland to go grocery shopping, and the guy would speak to her in Dutch, but my wife couldn't understand it. But my daughter did, and sometimes to tee my wife off, she said, no, I'm not doing it, and won't tell her what the guy asked, and she understands a bit of it still. That's the way I always looked at it, going to a different place to live is good for her education-wise because she's going to be with different people, different cultures and stuff like that. So in life, it's nice if you learn that sort of stuff, and it never affected her at all. Grades never dropped. Everything was okay. She's, done tremendous for herself. I mean, today, she said she's been home working for the last year on the computer and everything. So everything paid off, for her. And as I said, that's the way he wanted it to work.
So you played for Toronto. You played up in Toronto. What's that, North American Soccer League?
Yep, North American Soccer League.
And in LA as well.
I played in LA.
Portland, as you remember.
Portland and Tampa.
And Tampa. The
Rowdies, yeah. We won the. As a matter of fact, I was watching football last night and I saw something come out. Tampa Bay playing somebody. I think it might have been last night or tonight or something like that. Yeah. So. I can't complain, Colin. I've had a fantastic journey, been all over the world, and my aim and listening to elder professionals, never had to pay for nothing. Everything's paid for you. So you just turn up and perform, and what a life to have, and being in the company of a lot of the people that we were in, a lot, as you say, the World Cup players, people treated them with red carpet, and we were able to get that same red carpet, because of them lots of times. And you make your own niche, and people see you. And I was telling my wife yesterday, she was watching television, Sean Connery, and I said to her, "Oh, I've been in this company before," because him and Bobby Moore were good friends, and sometimes we'd be playing at home, and he'll come down to watch a game, and we'll go out afterwards and have a few drinks and stuff like that and have fun. Another one was Telly Savalas. He liked boxing. Whenever there was a boxing fight in London, we always got tickets to go, and we were able to meet people that way. So all the shows, Four Tops, Temptations,
Oh, wow.
Diana Ross, my girl Gladys Knight, seen all them, Royal Albert Hall, had tickets given to us, you know what I mean? So that being in that limelight, so much is done for you, and as long as you don't take advantage of it and disrespect people, I'm a believer in, hey, regardless who the person is, treat them with dignity and respect, and I think if you can go through your life being like that, you're going to be okay. And as I said, I had good upbringing, being so young around men lots of times, that's what's helped me tremendous,
Mr. Bass, thank you for taking time out.
For you, buddy, I'll do it for you. Only you.
Bye.
You're the only one that can get me.
And that's a huge compliment.
My cousin there. It's my cousin.
He's got any football in him? He's doing a lot of smiling. He's doing a lot of smiling off camera.
Got some cousins that were pretty good. Lonnie and.
I think we got to bring him in the seat next time.
Jelani and Jelani's brother. Yeah, they were pretty decent. Yeah.
It's definitely an honor. It's an honor to have you be in your presence always. And I appreciate you taking time out, and wish you all the best in your future endeavors.
And I'm just glad we were able to get together. I didn't think it would pull off today because I went to the wrong place. But that's age, that's age, yeah.
You got to the finish line. You got across the finish line.
Thanks a lot.
Folks, that's all the time we have for today. Just want to thank you for joining. And before I go, I also want to thank all those behind the scenes who made it possible. And also thank you again for joining and tuning in. And look forward to seeing you again real soon, right here on Up Close with yours truly, Colin Thompson.